Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everyone. I'm finally live again. I know it's been a minute. And while I'm waiting, I'm trying to make sure my hand is somewhat in frame. And y'all know the drill. I'm about to go ahead and post to Instagram so people know that I'm live and they can come on over. So if I'm quiet, I'm still here. And I have like so many things that's been on my mind lately. And I figure while I'm live, we'll just chit chat a little bit and talk about a lot of things. Like we can talk about YouTube, we can talk about nails. There's just some things going on. And if you're here, go ahead and say hello so that way I know you're here, and then that way I can say hi. So, and on top of that, I am going to also be repairing my nail. So I will be doing that as well. So, yeah. And I also need to answer if I'm not sure if she's going to be here tonight for the live, but one of my subscribers / supporters, I like to say supporters, one of my supporters actually asked me a question about Beauty Big Bang, and I want to go ahead and answer her here as soon as I find this doggone response. Because, you guys, I was sitting up here, it's been a minute, and I've been trying to figure out, I was trying to remember how to actually respond to people via YouTube Messenger, and unfortunately, I forgot how to do it. So, because it's been such a long time, because typically when I get messages, I get them, like someone's messaging me, and then I just reply back. But I couldn't remember how to send like a direct message via YouTube, so I couldn't send her the response. But I'm trying to find the email. That way I can just go ahead and give the response here during the live. And I need to also find the person's name. I'm not going to say a real name, but hey! I'll say, hey, mother in love. Let me see. While I'm waiting, let me find the person who asked me the question, and then I can respond to it. Oh, Jacqueline. So, Jacqueline, if you watch this video after I'm no longer live, you asked me a question about Beauty Big Bang, and you asked me about like the time frame. I believe you already like ordered from them. Hopefully you don't mind me saying this, but just so you know, I got a response back from them, and they did say, depending upon, of course, your country of origin, which I think I kind of answered this question for you too, that it could take about 2 to 4 weeks. They try to ship within 1 to 4 business days of your order. So if you still have not received your order, hey Mimi, if you still have not received your order, this is just for Jacqueline. If you have not received, is it Jacqueline? Yeah, this is just for Jacqueline. If you have not received your order, what you want to do is you want to go to their website and contact them. She also said that you can contact her, I think, on Facebook and also Instagram, but I think they prefer you contact them on the website. So that's just for Jacqueline if she does show up. Hopefully that response will help. And again, while you guys are watching live, if you have any issues with quality in the video, it's not my fault, it's YouTube. And on top of that, definitely try to go ahead and change your settings based upon the device you're using to the highest quality setting possible. So what we're going to do tonight, or what I'm going to do tonight, is I'm going to repair this busted up nail. Unfortunately, I had a really bad break on this, on my middle finger on my right hand, and not to mention my pointer finger on my video hand. And what I decided to do, as you guys can tell, I just decided to cut down all my nails because it just made more sense, because this one broke to the white meat. And I have never had that happen in all of, not necessarily all of my years, but in all of my time doing my own nails, I have never had that happen to where my nail has broke to the white meat. And this one pretty much, she shot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna repair her. So I went and I got some acrylic, and this acrylic is the Mia Secret acrylic powder. I have never used this. I heard some things about it, so I decided to pick up some clear acrylic. Now let me say this is one way in which I do repair my nail when I have a really bad break. I have a multitude of ways that I repair my nail. This is one way that I actually like and I don't mind doing. So if you decide to do this method, you will need acrylic of your choice. I cannot recommend this because, again, this is my first time trying it, but you want to use acrylic of your choice. You will also need, you can do the one-step gel. If you have the one-step gel, meaning it's got the base and top coat already in it, or it'll have like the ability to where you just cure it and you don't have to wipe it. So there's two different types of one-step gel as far as I know of. I don't have the one-step gel, but I do have basically like the two-step gel. So I've got the IBD base and top coat. So you will need the base if you want this to adhere properly, and you will need the top coat. You also will need a LED or UV lamp depending upon your preference. I'm going to be using my little Sensational lamp. This is like their original lamp. I think they have another one now that you can get in Walmart. So you guys will hear this kind of like beep as I'm doing this process. You also will need something to actually dip the powder with. I'm actually just using this is like my little cuticle pusher and everything. So I'm actually going to use this end to dip into the powder, and I have a little tiny piece of paper here that I'm going to lay down. It's just a sticky note because I haven't opened this powder at all. So it does come sealed, so that's good. If you're interested in purchasing the powder, just let me know and I'll link it below for anyone that's interested in actually purchasing this powder. I can't tell you guys, like, it's very fine, which is actually a good thing. Let me see. It does have a slight smell to it, so if you guys do not like smells or you're super sensitive to smells, this might be one that you may or may not like. Alright, so how I go about repairing my nail. Oh, I forgot to mention, you will need nail glue. I can tell you this, sometimes nail glue is optional depending upon how good you are at doing this method. So I'm going to use a little bit of Kiss brush on nail glue, which that's my preference. But you can use whatever you have. Some people don't have the brush on. Some people have the kind that you just kind of like dot on, which truthfully, I don't like the dot on kind because typically it dries too quickly for me. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, how about I slide that out the way before I knock it over. I'm just going to apply just a really thin stripe of nail glue. And I'm actually going to lift my nail just a little bit so it seeps up under. And believe it or not, my nails are actually clean. There's no polish on my nails, but they're actually clean. It may not look like it because I really couldn't get everything out of where the break is, but they are actually clean. All right, so it doesn't take long for this to actually set. The other thing that I will say for me is when I do this method, I do not run the glue too close to the edge, because if I run it too close to the edge, then what happens with me is that the gel will lift. So I have a gel brush somewhere around here, but so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put on the base coat of gel. Now, once this cures, then what I'll do is I will apply the acrylic powder. Now, when I do this, I try to wipe off as much of this base as I can, because you really do not need a whole lot of gel on your brush. That's one of the things that I typically see people. They will literally have like that much gel. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's probably kind of hard to see. They'll have that much gel like on the brush, and you really don't need a lot of gel. And this is even if you're doing your own gel application. So my nails they're already prepped and everything. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to do a real thin layer. I'm not trying to touch the side walls of my nail. Probably under these lights, the gel probably will move a little bit. So I have to work a little bit quickly, and then I'm going to cap the free edge. And sometimes I cap the free edge a couple of times. It all depends upon how I feel. And I can tell that I didn't get all of the base gel off, because as I'm applying it, I can see it kind of sort of thicken up in some areas. So that means I'm going to have to move a little bit quick, because I don't want it to get on the sidewalls. So I'm going to go ahead and cure this for about a minute, 60 seconds. It just all depends about like the type of lamp that you use. But I actually do this until the lamp actually beeps. It'll beep twice if you have the original sensational LED lamp. So while I'm waiting on that beep is probably going to interrupt me. But I got asked a question about YouTube and the new rules. See, the beep interrupted me. YouTube and the new rules and how I felt about them. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live and I'll just address it on live, because I know there are some people who are okay, and there are some people who don't care, and there are some people who are just irate about it, which I kind of understand all points of view. It impacts anybody who has less than 1,000 subscribers, which would be me. And in some cases, there are some people who have 1,000 subscribers but didn't get 4,000 views last year. So I think it's just one of those things that it's gonna basically impact a lot of people. It's gonna frustrate a lot of people. And what can you do about it? You either have to stop doing YouTube and go to another platform, or you stay and you deal with it. Me, I hadn't decided what I was gonna do. I like doing YouTube. I like doing lives. I like doing pre-recorded videos. It just works for me. And I don't know. I don't agree with what they're doing, but I think from a business standpoint, I understand why they're doing it. So hopefully it's not too many people that are going to be impacted. But if they are, y'all just, say a little tiny prayer for us smaller YouTube channels. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now that I have my acrylic powder, there's a couple ways we can do this. You can dip your finger in, which I prefer not to do, or we can scoop the acrylic out, as I stated, with my little cuticle pusher. Hey, Jazzy. I knew who you were. I know your YouTube name. You didn't even have to tell me. I knew your YouTube name. I got you. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of scoop just a little bit out, kind of put my finger over the jar, so that way most of it falls in. And I just keep doing this, especially like right where the break is. I typically do my whole nail because I want it to be even, or as even as possible. What I might do is just like dunk it in there too. That's a little bit easier. How you just gonna fall off of the cuticle pusher? Now, there we go. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. We just dumped it in there. Now, before I proceed to the next step, I have no idea where my nail art brush is to dust off the powder, but you can see, you probably can see the break a whole lot better now. A whole lot better. But the goal is you kind of want to get as much of the powder off. I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing by touching it, because what it's going to do is it's going to redistribute the oils over top of the acrylic, but I can't find my nail art brush, so we're just going to roll with it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply the top coat to seal in the acrylic powder. And again, I'm going to remove as much excess powder from my nail as possible. Not from my nail, from the brush as possible. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to move or remove too much from the other side of the brush because I still want just a little small bead of gel. But what can happen when your gel polish is sitting, a lot of times the gel can kind of go up to the top portion of the brush. And sometimes if you have it stored incorrectly, it could be in your cap. So then as you're applying your gel polish, it just comes right on down to the tip of your brush, and then you have too much gel on it. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and cure the top coat again. And it's totally up to you how many times you repeat this process, but this is one of the quickest ways to repair your nails, or semi-quick ways to repair your nails if you want the strength and durability. If I don't change my nail polish too often this week, then this will actually last me 2 weeks, but most likely I'm going to change my nail polish probably maybe twice, maybe 3 times this week. So what will happen if I use pure acetone? It will eat into the acrylic and it will eat into the gel and it will lift completely off. So unfortunately, that's how it is when you're a nail polish addict. Thank you for whoever gave me that thumbs up. I appreciate that. And while you're watching, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay? I need that. Okay? Y'all know how YouTube is right now. So go on, hit that subscribe button because you're going to help a sister out for real. Alright, so this is the other reason why I don't particularly like dunking my nail in, because this particular gel top coat has a dispersion layer which you have to remove. So I kind of sort of hate doing that, but to save some time, I'm just going to go ahead and dunk it in because it's just me using this. I'm not using this on anybody else. And it's easier to just dunk your finger in and keep it pushing. I'm just kind of like blowing the excess off. But in doing this method, I have discovered I do like to at least do this at least twice, because the more coats you do of the gel and of the acrylic, the thicker it's going to be. And in some cases, like if you have a what's the word I'm looking for? If you have a really good C curve, in some cases it can cause your nails to kind of bend in a little bit more. So kind of keep that in mind if you decide to use this method. But I like the method. I think it works for me. And what I'm going to actually do is this layer will actually be my last layer. And again, I'm just trying to get as close to the sidewalls, but not touching the sidewalls, because I don't want this to lift before I'm ready to actually remove it off. I'm going to get a little bit more gel because acrylic can It can really eat your gel sometimes, depending upon the acrylic. Now, by no means am I a nail technician. Of course, if you go get your nails done professionally, you can always talk with your nail technician to see if they would advise this method or not. Or you can go by your own personal opinion. Because sometimes just putting glue on your break and moving on, or using the tea bag method, it doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But for me, that tea bag method, nobody got time for that. Cutting, measuring, no. Nobody got time for that foolery. Hopefully everyone's Saturday night is going well. If yours isn't, I'm sorry. I'll pray for you. And you pray for me. Hey, for me it works. How you doing? I feel so weird calling everybody by their screen name. I don't know if I'm like the only person. Like, if you ever have done lives, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, and you have to like call a screen name, it feels really weird. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, do you want me to say your name though? For me it works. You want me to say your government name? I don't want to. I mean, I know you don't put it in the comments, but the comments disappear after I'm not live anymore. Some people have a preference. I don't want to, put your name out there like that. Yay, Jazzy. Yay, Jazzy. For me, worse that I'm not wanted by the FBI. Well, that's good. That's really good. Even if you were wanted, no one would ever know. Well, then again, some people are investigators. They go search the FBI's most wanted list. They go to the website. I'm not that. I ain't got time for it. But, Jazzy, I'm so glad you finally caught me live. Just so y'all know, I meant to do this yesterday, but it's been a rough week for me. A real rough week for me. So I decided to pop in, and I'm not gonna hold you guys long. I just wanted to show you guys how I repair my nails, because this is one of the questions I got in a previous live, and I said I would do it. But just so you guys can see, it might be harder to tell, but it's not. If I just stop at the 2 coats, like 2 layers of acrylic, 2 coats, well technically 3 coats of gel, it's not super thick, and you kind of sort of want it to be natural, but I'm extra. So because I'm extra, I'm not going to remove my dispersion layer just yet. This is another top coat that I like to top my repair off with. It's the ASP Universal Top Coat. This stuff is so shiny. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I got it from Sally's like years ago, and it was on clearance. So I hope they still make it, but if not, I'm babying this with everything I love. Thank you, Jazzy. I try just a little bit. So I'm going to do a super thin coat of this, and then I'm going to remove the dispersion layer. Now, this may make it a little bit thicker than what you may personally like, or anyone else may personally like. But the reason I do an extra layer is because I feel like it just smooths the acrylic out even more. And I don't feel, because some acrylics can cause like a weird texture on the nail. The other acrylic I was using was, I think it was by ASP as well. But you guys, I waste the whole thing on the floor. I was trying to repair a nail and dropped the whole container on the floor. So, of course, hence the fact Mia's Secret done bust up in here to help me with this repair tonight. I wanted to move the lamp a little bit closer, because I know when I'm talking, you guys can't really see the lamp. Because it's just like you just see this orange piece of paper. You're like, what the world? What she got going on? If you do not have a LED lamp, by the way, for anyone that is wondering, I know most of my ladies in here are pros at this. I know Lois and Jazzy are pros, so I don't even need to tell y'all nothing. But for those who are watching after the fact that are not pros at this, if you do not have a LED lamp, you can find a universal gel that works with both. That's one of the things that I love about ASP. A lot of their gels work with UV and LED as well as IBD. IBD is actually one of my favorite gel brands. Alright, so as soon as I find my alcohol, I'm going to remove the dispersion layer. I'm going to do this off camera because I have no idea what I did with my little nail wipe. You can use a lint-free nail wipe. If you don't have that, use what you got. I have the lint-free nail wipe somewhere around here, but I'm not about to dig for them. Okay, so it didn't make it super thick, but I don't know if y'all can hear that sound. She on. Now I can just go ahead and paint my nails as if nothing even happened. As if I have no break. I don't think you guys want to sit up here and watch me paint my nails, but I chose the Zoya Indigo. If y'all did not see my live about this, I'll link it in the upper right hand corner. It'd be nice if I was in frame, but I'll link it in the upper right hand corner because I'll just let it go. I'll digress right now. Just let that go. I saw LED Kiss Brown on clearance at Walgreens. Ooh, I need to go get that. I don't need a new lamp, but I just want one. I don't know if that's not necessarily trifling of me to do, but let me see. I just want a new lamp just for the sake of wanting a new lamp. I'm trying to wipe away this acrylic powder. Okay, so what's everybody doing right now? Other than watching me talk, and ramble, what y'all doing? Is anybody crafting? Is anybody doing their nails? Talking or texting on the phone? Jesus, Lois, I missed it. Is it still on clearance? Because you know what? I missed the Sally sale. I meant to go, but y'all know how it is. Life happens, and I just forgot. I didn't even go. And by the way, for anybody wondering, after I do this repair, oh God, I will show y'all this nail, but y'all don't want to see it. It's terrible. But I don't use any sort of base or anything because the gel is technically the base. Oh no, Jazzy, you don't have to do that. You know, baby first, family first. You don't have to wait. With her little cute self. Every time I see her, I just want to go like this to her cheeks. I just want to, but you know what? Then I realize it's the picture that, I can't get through the phone. Never mind. Lois, go ahead, hit that record button. Because you good. You're not going to be, I don't think you're going to be impacted by the new changes, though. Your battery was being petty tonight. That's what happened. Oh, you're welcome, Jazzy. Like, no, I'm not going to keep anybody too long. I was about to paint my nails live, but I think I'll just save that for another video because I'm sick and tired of looking at this doggone bandage right here. It's really getting on my nerves. That's right. That is perfect. That's perfect though, Lois, because I'm trying to think. I've been doing this method for a little over a year now, and it's worked for me better than the tea bag thing and just gluing. Because some people just, how you, like, you're out and about and you are trying to save your nail and you just kind of have that glue tucked in your purse. You have that glue tucked in your purse and you put the glue on. And some people just put the glue on and they just keep on going. But I honestly, I don't ever recommend just putting the glue on your nails and just going, because what eventually happen is the nail is gonna break. I was just zooming you guys out. Oh, Jazz, you asking like what happened as far as like YouTube? Because I can answer that before you go. Because if you're asking what happened like as far as YouTube goes. Oh, my nail. Okay, cool. Because I was like, I think I said that in the beginning. But honestly, I'll tell you what happened to both. Because I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The pointer. Because this one, she sleep. This one, I was getting my nephew. I was bringing my nephew into the house. And this one, I was grabbing, I have a screen door. So I was grabbing the screen door. And my nail literally got caught. I don't even know if it was in the handle or the, I have no idea. But it got caught and it would not come out. So I was sitting up here trying to like gently pull it out. And when I finally broke free, it just snapped on both sides. And then the night before last, it just popped. It popped straight off, and that, whew, Jesus, it was painful. Because I've never had a nail break to the white meat, but it broke to the white meat. And it was bleeding, and it was just, it was ugly. Now, this joke over here, I have no idea how this one broke. Because I'm always, like, super careful with my nails. I have no idea how it broke. Literally, when this one broke, I noticed that this one was broken, even though I didn't use my right hand to grab the door. I used my left hand. So I think this one just probably had like a hairline tear in it, and it just broke. Try the tea bag method. Try oily nail rescue ASAP gel stick rub. They don't last. Yeah, I agree. Lois. They do not, because when I first started YouTube, tea bag was all that was out there, you know, and that worked for a split second. But then what would happen is the nail would either tear worse or just pop right off. So that's a no-go for me. Oily Nail Rescue, I actually did that. And actually that was the powder I was using, the acrylic powder. I've been doing this method with that powder and it actually does work. But unfortunately, it took a dive mission off my desk, so I can't use that. And then the silk wrap method, I tried that too. It will work for a little while, but when you're typing on a keyboard, sometimes your nails have other ideas and they just like want to bend, or they kind of want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Not necessarily pop, but it just, something happens, I think, with the durability of the silk wrap, and it just doesn't hold as best as I would like it to. Therefore, I decided that I was going to go with the whole acrylic gel method. Yes, Lord, it was a real ouch. By the way, if you comment, and I'm just now getting to it, just to let you guys know, the comments, it's like the comments are ahead of me answering the questions. Yeah, you're right, Lois. Like, no, they don't cooperate. Like, nails and keyboards don't always mix. They're not the best of friends. So, hence the fact I'm on here repairing this sucker. And I shouldn't talk about her like this because Cindy is waiting on her glass slipper. But it ain't coming tonight. And I'm just waiting for this one to grow back because, you guys, I got some nail videos that I need to pump out. I've got, I think, about 2. I'm trying to think if I pre-recorded 2. I think I pre-recorded 2. So those will be coming out soon. I'm hoping I can get them up next week. But if not, I'll get them up when I can. But yeah, you guys, this is it. I'm not going to hold y'all anymore because I know you got to go enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Some of y'all got to get ready. Or some of us, let me say us, not y'all. Us got to get ready for church. Some of us got to take care of family. Some of us got to go cook, eat dinner. Some of us got to go to sleep. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining me. Thank you so, so much. While you're here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button because it helps me. Because y'all know YouTube wants you to have 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers. So eventually I'll get to it. Oh, well, if I don't. Because what God has for me is for me. What God has for you is for you. I hope you guys have a blessed remainder of your Saturday night. Have a blessed Sunday. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.